If you've played other FPSs and you're new to Tarkov, the reason why you're losing fights is not your aim. In Tarkov, you should only commit to a gunfight with overwhelming advantage, and you gain this advantage by information gathering while using utility, to corner your opponent into taking a disadvantageous fight. Take this clip for example. He could be thinking about a couple things right now. I lost because my reactions are too slow or my aim is bad. I lost because 7.62 BP pens my armor and helmet. Or I lost because Peeker's advantage is stupid. These things, while partly true, it was not the deciding factor of this fight. He lost the moment he held this tight angle, shot at me, and gave me enough information about his position, essentially cornering himself into taking a disadvantageous fight. Giving me his exact location meant I could pre-aim and pre-fire, so his reaction time didn't matter. Peeker's advantage doesn't matter either, because even if there were no peekers, I'd still have 250 milliseconds of average human reaction time over him because I'm pre-firing. And gear-wise, you should expect people to have 7.62 BP 2 months into wipe anyway. Being able to devise a strategy from in-game information takes time and experience. I can't tell you what to do in every situation, but what I can do is provide tools you can use to gain information and win fights. The first thing you should do is add a flashlight laser combo to your gun. It isn't the end of the world if you can't, but having one makes point fire more accurate, and flashlights are probably one of the most useful tools in the game in close quarters. One of the best ways to gather information is a jiggle peek. Last wipe with no inertia, AD-ADing was impossible to react to, so you could do this. With the addition of inertia this wipe, going left and right is no longer feasible because of how long it takes for you to reverse direction. Forwards and backwards, however, reverses direction faster, so you could use this to bait shots. Just use W and S while free looking left or right. You can't pre-fire back immediately like last wipe, but still a very good tool to scout your opponent's angle. In addition to free look jiggling, you can also bait your opponents into thinking you're peeking with a flashlight. Just make sure your flashlight is mounted on the right of your gun, and use your blind fire to stick your arms out of the angle. A lot of people fall for this because on their screen all they see is the light, so they think you're peeking. You can use your lean keys to fake movement to make it seem more convincing.
Pushing behind you, Sayo.
I'm behind you guys.
You can also run across doorways to check rooms or hallways with free look. Your PMC's top speed is fast enough that it's too hard of a shot to hit. You see me do this a lot to look down a hallway. It looks risky, but it's probably the safest way to check every angle. All of these techniques is to pinpoint your enemy or force them to fall back and reload, so you can start aggressing and taking a better angle or position. When you take fights, pick an angle where you can peek left to right. Your PMC is right-handed, so the gun is on the right side of your body. When you peek, your gun comes around the corner before your vitals, which is why everyone always says swing right-handed. But wide swinging isn't the only reason. Lean peek, crouch lean peek, blind fire. All of these options are closed when you don't have right hand advantage because when you're peeking with your left, half your body gets exposed before you can get into a position to lean. So always find a way to take your fights right-handed. If you're caught out of position and you have to take a left-handed fight, then to mitigate the handicap a little, you should peek while leaning left, so hold A and Q while swinging. You should use all movement options available to you. Things like smooth lean with Alt A and D can add precision to your angles to win fights. Now we're done with visual information, it's time to talk about sound. Hearing enemy movement is mostly a reactive action, so to be proactive we have to make our own noise. The obvious one is repositioning after your own nade explosion. But we can also do things like faking a push by sprinting into a wall, or fake jumping over obstacles to see if we can get a reaction from the enemy. All of this is used to gain incremental advantage in intel until you're confident in taking the fight. I heard one of them sprint into the side room on the right, and it's a horrible angle for him, so I'm just chilling and waiting for him to make a mistake. Sure enough, he does. I kill him and I hear his teammate retreat. So with my immediate threat falling back, I now have space to push for advantage or fake aggression. I fake a sprint up and a jump over, so in his mind I'm past the obstacle. From his perspective, he thinks I'm over the obstacle, so shooting a bullet there baited him into giving out his position. I have no idea why he uses utility here because it's obvious I'm baiting. I hear him fall back and he stops making noise for a while, so I know exactly where he is. Behind the headshot box next to the staircase. I fake sprint here to see if he would respawn and he doesn't, so I know exactly where he's holding, and that's enough information for me to commit to a fight. And this is where I make the dumbest mistake. I don't know whether it was the bullet impacts or what, but I thought I headshot something here, but the guy was never peeked. His teammate comes swinging around and I go ahead and chase the kill on his teammate, and he surprises me from the angle, alive. I didn't have the bullets to deal with him, so I die. That fight boiled down to me having poor eyesight and bad aim. I could blame my aim and say no one aims like Toothy and moves like Bakizi. I don't have the aim, so there's no way I can win those. Or I could have simply put my two brain cells together, took my incremental advantage because I did land hits on the guy, and backed off from the angle to reload my gun. When it comes to PvP, there's always more than one solution in Tarkov, and unlike Valorant and CSGO where it's 2 minutes a round, you have 40 minutes per raid to figure out the problem. I hope I provided enough tools in this video for you to devise your own strategies in PvP. Drop a like if this helped, let me know if this video is too long, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.